Welcome, Linus Oman here for DollarScaler. We whipped together a financial literacy cheat sheet guide for your personal finance essentials. And let's just run through it and let's make your financial year so much better in 2024. So this is what we're going to go through. It's going to be a very simple overview. You can read much more about it on DollarScaler.com, or there's a plethora of information on the internet. Let's just get into it, okay? So first out is budgeting. The three most important things: track your income and expenses to understand your financial situation. Make sure you're on track with whatever you want to achieve. One very simple rule to use is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for your needs, like rent and the things that you actually need to pay every month. And then 30% for what you actually want. And then 20% for savings. Make sure you save more than you're used to, and 2024 is going to look brighter, and 2025 is going to actually look really bright. So start doing this as soon as possible. And then try to establish an emergency fund. And of course, 3 to 6 months is for people who are living above their means. That feels impossible, but we're going to get to that. This is what your long-term goal should be. You want to have a couple of months of living expenses, the needs part, so the 50% part, just so you can feel safe. You can make better decisions in your private life and in your professional life. Okay, next up, credit score decoded. What is credit score? Well, higher score means better terms from everything. So 700 plus, for example, gives you better loan terms. You can check your score annually for free. There's sites for this. You can just Google it. Debt snowball. So to use two common use terms in debt management, in the debt snowball, pay off small debts first for quick wins, so you feel that you're liberating yourself. The other one is the avalanche approach. Pay off high interest debts first to save money. You do whatever makes most sense to you, but remember to always avoid bad debt. If you can't afford it now, rethink the purchase. Do you really need it? So back to the 50-30-20 rule. Okay, going to the investing. Investing is how you grow your money, and you can do it if you use the 50-30-20. You'll have plenty of space to start investing. Try to start early. If you're old like me and you didn't start early, that's fine. Start now. But the earlier you start, the better off you are financially in the future. So if you didn't do it, maybe you can do it for your children. 2, diversify. Don't put all eggs in one basket. Spread investments across stocks, bonds, real estate, etc. This one is self-explanatory. A lot of people I talk to, we do seem to fall into a trap of over-investing in a certain thing that we feel the most lucrative or most safe. Try to have a balanced portfolio. Number 3, retirement accounts. This is especially for Americans. Take advantage of 401ks and IRAs. If your employer matches your 401k, this can happen in Europe as well. Make sure that you contribute enough to get the full match, because it's free money. Okay, real estate know-how, buying versus renting. In some high-pressure parts of the world, buying isn't always better. If you're in a rural area, it might actually be better to buy. But economically speaking, it's not a given that buying is always better. Consider your lifestyle, your mobility, and financial stability. Mortgage types. Understand fixed rate versus adjustable rate mortgages. This is something that is highly impactful right now, because a lot of people, they thought that flexible will always be cheaper. And yes, over a long term, that is what the statistics say. But that doesn't mean you can afford a flexible rate that is on 10% on your living. So make sure you're being smart about it. And then home equity. Very important to understand if you own a home. It's the portion of your property that you actually own. The higher equity, the more borrowing power. And I'm not saying you should borrow against your house unless you really have a good reason. But home equity, that is the portion that you own. Good to know. Smart saving tips. Automate savings, set up automatic transfer to savings account. The 20% that we're talking about, as long as you do the 50-30-20, you don't have to know exactly what the 30 is going to be. You can still save the 20. So try to automate this. You will thank me later, because it's so easy to, just go on the spurge. You saw, oh, I have so much money left. No, it shouldn't be on the same account. It should be on your savings account or your investment account. High yield savings accounts is a better interest rate than regular savings account. Of course, you should go for the highest rate you can. That is still providing the security that you are comfortable with. Saving goals, make sure to have short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals for your savings. It makes it so much easier. You can actually have it in different portions of your portfolio or savings accounts, however you want to do it. Make sure you don't keep them all in the same place, because then you're going to be feeling sour when you take something out for the vacation, because you're thinking about the retirement and so on and so forth. So try to be smart about putting it in the right places, because this is about creating financial freedom for you. So you should feel free saving money. Okay, wise spending. Number one, always check for deals before buying. This is a very good approach, even though I personally am raised to feel like I'm a cheapskate if I do it. So I still battle with this, because why buy something for a higher price when you can get it for cheaper? Number two, flipping the coin here, quality over quantity. Sometimes spending more upfront saves money long term. And there's a saying in Sweden, which is a cheap person always pays twice. And I guess there's something to that. So don't go for the cheapest unless you know that it actually has the quality that you want. Number three, very simply, ask, do I need this? How often will I use this? And if the answer is murky, maybe just have that great feeling of saying no to buying something. Put it in your savings account. Key tax consideration. Understand your tax bracket, know what you owe and why, understand how this works, because this is something I see across everyone, like getting shocked about the taxes they're supposed to pay. Doesn't matter where you live in the world. So try to stay ahead of it. And that's basically what all these 3 points about. Deductions versus credit. Deductions reduce taxable income. Credit reduces taxable dollar for dollar. And file early. Avoid the rush and stress of last-minute filings. The sooner you file it, the more safe you know how safe you feel once it's done, right? So don't push it into the future. Do it as soon as possible. Maybe a self-promoting piece here, but continuous learning. Keep learning about finances. Financial books and podcasts, they informed and inspired. There's online courses, many are free, to deepen your financial knowledge. Try to go below the surface. Don't just go surface deep. Go deeper. Try to understand how it actually works. And networking. Join financial forums and local clubs to learn more from others. Money is one of the 3 pillars of a successful life, from my opinion. And it's the one that has the potential to give you the most sense of freedom. So make sure you keep increasing your knowledge in this field. Back to the short, medium, long-term goals. Set clear, achievable financial goals. Adjust your plans as your life changes. You get a kid, well, that changes stuff. You have 9 months to prepare for it. It's still going to be more expensive than you thought. But make sure to adjust your plans as your life unfolds. And celebrate small victories along the way. It's about actually enjoying your everyday life. That's the point of it all. And that is the hardest. It's the balance. Becoming a master of balancing is what I would say a great goal to have, a macro goal. But celebrate the small victories along the way. Super important to keep your spirit up. And then financial planning. Number 1, regular check-ins. Review your financial plan annually, or whatever makes sense to you, but at least annually. Number 2, life changes. Update your financial plans for events like marriage, kids, career changes, as I already said, and professional advice. If you're getting more money than you just barely scraping by, it could be a good idea to consider a financial advisor for bigger decisions. And then fun financial facts, just to round this out. The rule of 72, when you have when you have interest rates between 6 to 10%, you can divide it by 72. You divide 72 by the interest rate, so 6%, then you can see how long it takes to double your money. It's basically seeing what kind of yield you will get based on a percentage of an interest rate. So that's a nerdy thing to know. Now you're smarter than 99% of your friends. Wealthy wallets. The richest 1% own almost half of the global wealth. That is, of course, scary, but it's interesting, and you might want to get closer to that bracket. And then just one about cryptocurrency. I'm not a big fan of cryptocurrency, but it all started in 2009 when Bitcoin was created. So it's actually quite a young market for, if you look at how much money is in it. That is that. I hope you glean something from it and that you have a prosperous 2024. And if you want to have more things like this, you can always pop over to DollarScaler.com, where we try to empower financial independence to the many people, because we at DollarScaler believe that the more financial free people are, the better decisions they can make for a better future for all of us. So that's why we provide this service. And I'm really happy that you watched all the way through. And I hope that you start planning your financial life if you're not already doing it, and that you got some value from this video. Until next time, this is Linus with DollarScaler.com signing off.